Laki oh.
It's a dragon. Pop the magic dragon.
Ano kayang tinitignan niya doon sa taas? Ayun oh.
Nasaan?
Ayun oh.
Ayun nga, yung pa isa. Hindi siya makita. Yan, ito, giraffe.
Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing today? Good. That's what I like to hear. Well, welcome to Historic Way the Fourth Bowl. My name is Joelle, and I am a wildlife care specialist. And San Diego Zoo Wildlife Alliance is committed to saving species worldwide by uniting our expertise in wildlife care and conservation science with our ever dedication to inspiring a passion for nature. Now, we integrate wildlife health and care, science, and education to develop sustainable conservation solutions. Our conservation work is focused on 8 conservation hubs across 6 continents, regions where our alliance can make the greatest impact. They are the Pacific Islands, Southwest, Amazonia, oceans, African forest, savanna, Asian rainforest, and the Australian forest. Now, conservation begins with the connection we make with people and wildlife every single day, and that's exactly what we hope to do today. Are you all ready to meet some wildlife?
Yeah.
Well, let's get started. So for the first wildlife ambassador, we don't have to go anywhere because she comes from the Southwest Hub, which is right here in our own backyard. Now, San Diego Zoo Wildlife Alliance's partners are focusing their work in the Southwest United States on wildlife like the western burrowing owl, desert tortoise, Pacific pocket mouse, thick-billed parrot, the mountain yellow-legged frog, and the Kino checker spot butterfly. As well as we have plant life like the boujum, the coastal scrub oak, and our beloved Torrey pine. Now, this wildlife ambassador is unique because she is the only raptor species in the entire world that hunts in groups instead of solitary like most raptors do. They are nicknamed the wolves of the sky because of that hunting in groups. Are you ready to meet her? All right, so coming on out, this is Jezebel, and she is our Harris's hawk. Hello, beautiful. Now, Jezebel will live in the deserts of the Southwest United States here, and that unique hunting in groups allows them to hunt larger items and work together, and they actually share their prey. Now, one other unique thing about the Harris's hawk is that they will build their nest high off the ground up in the cactuses. And when they build their nest up there, it helps protect their nest from other predators. They have actually been spotted doing a unique behavior, and it's called backstacking, and that's where one hawk will stack on top of another, on top of another, on top of another. It's kind of like a hawk totem pole. And when they do this, the thought is that they will be able to actually see farther over their range since there isn't a lot of large trees out in the desert. So they have to rely on this stacking behavior. Well, she has flown off, but that was Jezebel, our beautiful Harris's hawk. All right, the next wildlife ambassador I'd like to introduce y'all to. Well, actually, he's a fantastic ambassador here at the zoo, and I bet it's one everyone is going to recognize. He represents the One Health approach to saving wildlife worldwide, and that's where wildlife, the environment, is all interconnected, and our planet can only thrive when all life thrives. That is the core of our mission and the thread that runs through all of our conservation efforts. Now, this one you will recognize because the canine has a long history of being a loyal companion to humans. Dogs assist as service dogs. They serve in the military and even as guardians for livestock. But what a lot of people don't realize is that dogs are helping out with conservation too. We're going to learn all about that today. So what you have to know is prior to the presentation, we hid a koala, a stuffed koala of course, with a scent on it that our next canine guest has been taught to find. Y'all want to see if you can find it? All right, he needs a loud applause because coming on out, this is Elvis. I don't even know what direction he's coming in. Get ready. Elvis. He's leaving me hanging. I'm gonna have to do a little jig while we're waiting for him. All right, well, let's give him a minute. to come on out here. Think I hear him? Aw, buddy. Well, Elvis actually lives here at the zoo, and I'm sure he's gonna be coming out any minute to find that koala, but he is actually companions with one of our cheetahs here at the zoo. That's a program that San Diego Zoo Wildlife Alliance has been doing for a very long time for our wildlife ambassador cheetahs. And he actually, are you ready? All right, here he is. Let's go, Elvis. He just had to get pumped up. Here he goes. That's okay. He is on the hunt. He is using that amazing sense of smell, which can be up to 100,000 times better than ours. Oh, he found it. Nice job, Elvis. Very good. All right. Now you may be wondering why Elvis found a koala, and that is because San Diego Zoo Wildlife Alliance and its partners were working down, do you remember a few years back those terrible wildfires that went all across Australia? Yeah, so we have a wildlife, a canine named Smudge, who actually was down there in Australia helping to find koalas and helping get them the help that they need after those wildfires. And that's not the only canine helping out in conservation. We actually have canines here in the Southwest United States working to find the mountain yellow-legged frog, which is an endangered species, and so they help scientists find them and help locate them and help them with everything to be able to help that species survive. And not only that, in our Savannah Hub, we actually have canines helping with anti-poaching efforts. So all sorts of things that canines are doing around the world, and it's super important to help out with all of conservation. Now Elvis here, we kind of talked a little at the beginning about it. He actually has a special role here at Lake Fort Cole, and that is to be companions to his cheetah named Alunga. They're both 6 years old. And Elvis had an early start in life. He actually was training to be a guide dog, and unfortunately didn't quite make the program because he loves food a little too much. But that's okay because he fits in great here. And that was Elvis and his wildlife care specialist, Jess. Thank you. All right, next up, I want to introduce y'all to one of my favorite wildlife care specialists.
Thank you. Thanks, Joelle. Let's give a round of applause for Joelle. She did great. Well, welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us here today at our Wildlife Wonders presentation. My name is Kyle. I'm one of the wildlife care specialists that has the honor of working right here at the zoo. And our next ambassador, we're going to stick with the theme of the One Health approach to helping species worldwide with one of the largest raptor species in her class. So please join me in welcoming Einstein, our Eurasian eagle owl. Yeah, love that. Now, Einstein is joined by her wildlife care specialist, David here, and David's gonna bring her up close and personal to all of you. Now, raise your hand if anybody here has, or thinks they have, an owl in their backyard. Any type of owl. Okay, so we got quite a few that might be familiar with some of the things you might see related to an owl. Now, I guess keep those hands up if you've seen the little owl pellets they leave behind. Has anybody ever seen those? Those little casts, they look like a little kind of pouch of fur. Well, those are actually a weight-saving mechanism that owls and other raptors have. So what they'll do is they ingest their prey in large pieces, or they'll ingest it completely whole, because she does not have teeth, but she can rip and tear apart her prey and swallow large pieces, but she can't fly away if her belly's all full of heavy bones and useless fur. So what she does is she compacts all of that unnecessary stuff into a little pellet, and then she regurgitates it. And then, if you guys are a little bit scientists like I am, you can actually dissect that pellet after it dries, put those bones back together, and you can see exactly what Einstein ate within the last 24 hours. It's actually pretty cool. Anybody done that in school before? Yeah, we got a couple of people. It's a great little project. You can get a whole bag of them on Amazon for like $10 if you want. Go home tonight, have a little party. Maybe open some wine, dissect some pellets, right? So Einstein is one of the largest owl species in the world. She is tied for first place with the snowy owl. Now, that being said, does anybody want to shout out how big you think Einstein is? What did he say? Don't be shy now. Yell it out. 3 pounds?
No.
Oh, 3 feet tall? She is pretty tall. Her wingspan is almost 5 feet long. So it's really, really big. How much do you think she weighs? Now, David does work out all the time, so he's very, very strong. 5 pounds?
10
You,
pounds.
sir, are incredibly smart. You're absolutely right. She weighs 5 pounds. That is it. Now, the reason for that is because she's a bird. She has to fly, right? So she has pneumatic or hollow bones that help reduce weight. She also has air sacs located all over her body that also increase her volume without increasing too much weight. And of course, she's covered in those beautiful camouflage feathers. Excuse me. Now David, if he's feeling a little brave, will show off the disappearing finger trick. Now this is the only magic trick we do this whole show. She said, don't touch me today. So she's very, very sweet. You can see that was a little gentle nibble. Now, David does have a great relationship with her. If he was able to put his finger in her keel, she has almost 2 inches of fluff on her body. Now that is all feathers because she is a 4 seasons owl, unlike San Diego, which is pretty much like this all the time. She's from Europe, Asia, and parts of Northern Africa where they have 4 seasons, meaning she's built for the summer and the winter as well. Now she thrives in urban environments where you can find a lot of humans because humans bring a lot of trash generally, right? We have a lot of waste that we put outside, and that waste can attract all of her favorite prey items like mice, rats, maybe an opossum. In fact, Einstein is strong enough to carry twice her body weight. So she can actually grab and fly off with up to 12 pounds of prey. Does anybody have a cat or a dog that weighs about 12 pounds? Yeah, maybe a little chihuahua. So if you're in Europe and Asia and you have an owl in your backyard, it might just be an Einstein, so be sure to keep those pets. This is Taraji, our South African cheetah, coming out as slow as possible. Well done, showing off just how slow she can go. And there's some blazing speed. Now this is a video of Alunga, Elvis's companion. You might get to see them playing together as well. Now they can have the opportunity to run full speed here at San Diego Zoo. Now Taraji is is she already 13, Melissa? She's already 13 years old, so she is retired from running, but she does have the opportunity to run whenever she wants.
Wow.
Now she does not have to reach those top speeds to catch her prey here at the zoo, but a cheetah in Africa can get up to 70 miles per hour to catch their prey. Now they do that with a whole list of adaptations that make them the world's fastest land mammal. Now as she walks around, she's going to get nice and close. I want you guys to look at her nose. She has a very large nose compared to her skull size. In fact, she has larger nasal cavities in proportion to her body than most cats, which allow her to suck down oxygen, get that oxygen down into her heart and lungs to pump that rich blood all the way to her muscles so she can maintain those top speeds of 70 miles per hour for about 20 to 25 seconds. Now that doesn't seem like a lot, but just imagine you had to sprint to the grocery store 8 times to get one meal. That's kind of what a cheetah would have to do in their native habitat. She's only successful getting a lunch about 1 out of every 6 to 8 attempts. So that is a lot of expended energy. If she does not catch her prey in that first 20 to maybe 30 seconds, she's going to take a little break. She's going to cool down her body, maybe go sit in the shade for a little bit, and then she's going to try it all over again. Now when a cheetah is running full speed, the hot sun beating down because she is a diurnal hunter, meaning she hunts when the sun is up, unlike all the other predators, it can get really, really hot. In fact, her body temperature can get up to 104 degrees inside. Now, if it gets any hotter than that, just like humans, she can get brain damage. So she has to take that break, cool off a little bit, and then try again later. Now, as Taraji's walking around, you'll notice she's very tall, she's very lean, and even though she is a very large cat, she is not like all those other big cats you might see around the zoo, like the lions and the tigers, or even the jaguars, who are built with tons of muscle up front. She is aerodynamic from the tip of that nose to the tip of that tail. She's built for speed. Everything she has is streamlined. So her body is a nice deep barrel chest, but it's not very wide. In fact, she has reduced collarbones so that she has a much more streamlined stride. Her scapula are tilted in, so instead of going side to side like ours, they go back and forth for extra maneuverability. Now she also has a spring-like spine that can store all that kinetic energy, get a really long stride. In fact, Taraji, being an adult cheetah, can have a stride of 22 feet long. That is 2 basketball hoops on top of each other, and she's literally flying through the Serengeti, all 4 feet off the ground. It's pretty impressive, right? She's gonna give you one last great look at those malar stripes as well. Those are unique to the cheetah. So if you are in Africa and you're not sure what kind of spotted cat you're looking at, if you see those beautiful stripes, it's definitely a cheetah. Let's give one round of applause to Taraji as she makes her way off. Beautiful cat, right? Absolutely gorgeous. Now, San Diego Zoo Wildlife Alliance.